So find the average value. That means you integrate this function over this interval, and then you divide by the length of this interval. So we'll need to integrate from 0 to pi over 2, and the function is sine of 2x times cosine squared. And then the length of this interval is pi over 2 minus 0, so that is pi over 2. So then divide by pi over 2. Now, how do we actually integrate this? So for this sine of 2x, I then think I need to use a trig identity. So that's going to be 2 times sine of x times cosine of x. And then there's this extra cosine squared. And we still need to integrate that. And then for this, because it's 1 divided by, you can invert that, and it's going to be 2 over pi. So I can clump these cosines together, and that's going to be cosine cubed. And then I'm going to use u substitution. Let u equal what's inside the cube, that's cosine. The derivative of cosine is negative sine x dx. And this does have sine x dx, which is good news. Doesn't have the negative, so just multiply both sides by negative 1. And then it's ready for the u substitution. So I'm going to just take this 2 and factor it out. So that's going to leave 4 over pi. And then we would have integral. And then this, which is cosine cubed, becomes u cubed. And this sine x dx gets replaced with du and a negative sign. So the antiderivative is going to be u to the 4th over 4. And for right now, I do not put the limits. I wait until I replace the u with cosine and then put the limits. So then this will be negative 4 over pi. And then it's going to be, oh, you know what? I could have those 4's cancel. Well, I didn't do it right now, so I'll do it in the next step. And then replace the u, so that's going to be cosine to the 4th. And now evaluate that from 0 to pi over 2. Okay, so now I can have these 4's cancel. And so there's a negative 1 over pi. And then I need cosine of pi over 2. That's going to be raised to the 4th. Minus cosine of 0. And that's going to be raised to the 4th. Cosine of pi over 2 is equal to 0. So this is gone. That's 0. Cosine of 0 is 1. So it means it leaves a negative 1. And then that negative 1 times this one means that it's positive 1 over pi.